She's a controversial author who's trended on Twitter for exposing the secret lives of ministers and businessmen. Her name is Jackie Phamotse, and she's now the adult fiction winner of this year's South African Book Awards. Phamotse started releasing the Bear series in 2017, with the first installment being The Blesser's Game, about the dark underworld of blessers and slay queens. And now her book series is the fastest selling in the country. She joins us now live. Thank you very much for your time, Jackie, here on eNCA. Now, congratulations for being recognized this way. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel very excited. I mean, it's an honor. I'm self-published and self-funded. So it was a first for a Black South African female to win this award. As a matter of fact, I'm the first one to actually even win as an independent author. So it was a great privilege to win this award.
Now, your books are about very topical issues in South Africa, very important issues: slay queens and blessers, human trafficking, powerful people getting away with committing crimes, basically. Is there any truth to what you write in your books?
Yes, there is. And I wish that the hawks would come to me, or the police would come to me, and we find ways to really tackle this issue, because I've spoken about it for about 4 years now straight. And I think they're still struggling to find means to investigate this type of issue. However, I can't even say because they are involved, well, high people are involved in a string of syndicated crimes. However, I've taken that part of myself to just speak about it so that we create awareness, especially for young girls and young boys who are seeking to have an opulent lifestyle or a better life in general. Whereas they will date older men, they will date politicians, they will date corporate people, trying to get a glamorous lifestyle. So in that, it leads to a lot of things like human trafficking, organ sales, sex slavery, brutal killings. We have seen a number of young girls disappear and nobody knows where they are. And I've always said that if we look closely to the trends of the string of girls dating sugar daddies, you would actually see that a lot of them were killed to be silenced.
Now, you say that the hawks should come to you. When you wrote when you started with this series, even self-funding, were you, wanting an outlet, or is that what you eventually want? You want people arrested for the crimes that they're committing, to show also that the law shouldn't favor anyone?
When I started writing, it was purely written as a diary. But then when I started doing more research about human trafficking and sex slavery, then I discovered that it's actually a bigger syndicate than I anticipated. I mean, I only saw a small portion of it. And then when you start interviewing people and you start going into the streets and sort of under the underground world, which I coined the hockey club, then you start seeing that, oh, it's actually a real business. It's not that people are just spending money the way they want. They're actually selling young people. So I wanted to create awareness. I wanted to really understand how it works, and also be able to be in a position where I can educate with great knowledge around this specific topic. But I do wish that they would actually look closer, the police, that being said, closer to how people conduct themselves in these social lifestyles. And how it could lead to a lot of arrests. And I hope that at this point they do acknowledge that my books are real, and they see that in their police stats, that with their analysis and their reports, that there should be some kind of truth in what I say.
Now, of course, you have said that your life has been in danger before, especially when you started with releasing the first book in the series. Do you still feel this way, that you're in danger?
Absolutely. I'm one of the only people who have spoken openly about this, and I'm a female, quite young than being, but I come from a military family, so I do have a security background in terms of protecting myself. I'm currently getting my gun license, but in the beginning it was a bit difficult because I had no idea what I was putting myself into. I didn't think that they would seriously be after me for speaking about this type of issue. I've had people try to put cyanide in my food. I've had people come into my hotel rooms unannounced. I've been driven over the road a couple of times. So right now I was quite prepared. I was expecting it, especially with the new book, which is Bear 3 Ego. I was prepared, but I think at this point they do understand that I'm not going anyway.
Now, of course, you have, a lot of, right now we'll obviously call it allegations unless you come forward with any proof of what you're saying. Are you not afraid, for instance, of being sued?
The thing is, I've had a legal a litigation against me before.
Yes.
And I do feel like if at this point nobody's coming forth to say that, oh, well, we just solely thinking that everything is fiction, then they're free to do so. They can just come and say that. And if they feel like they also want to sue, I'm quite open to that. Anybody can come and try to maybe find loopholes in what I say. It's okay. And besides, the book is not an autobiography. It's written as a novel. So it is classified as fiction because there are things that I changed. For an example, people's names. Yeah, I've used that. Also to protect the people that I personally interviewed for the book itself. So otherwise, in terms of litigation, I think I'm quite confident that we are in the right path. We will not be offending anyone. But I do hope that people will come and say, okay, can we find better ways to deal with human trafficking?
Now, Ego was the last installment of the Bear series. Is there another series probably on the horizon, or are you done now?
You're going to put me in so much trouble because people have been asking, am I writing the next book? Yes, there is a next book that's going to come out in 2021. I'm currently in the middle of a huge manuscript, and I'm visiting a lot of prisons. I'm working with the correctional service at Leeuwkop to just do psychological analysis on serial killers. I'm looking into that, especially female serial killers, and what could prompt such behavior. Because we have seen women killing their children, killing family members, and it's something that we don't really speak about, but there are women that are extremely dangerous in our communities as well. As much as we can say men are quite dangerous looking at the stats of gender-based violence, but there are women who are also extremely dangerous in our society.
Okay, so the next series is sort of a shift from what you've been discussing this whole time. The topic shifts to women who kill.
I mean, all my books will always be about social ills, and regardless of how I title the book. But yes, I'm looking into the psyche of female serial killers.
Well, thank you very much. That's Jackie Pamodze, an author for the Bear series.